BOTM time. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another review, and today we're looking at a brand new BOTM figure. This is the Dryptosaurus. So, when I say I've legitimately been waiting a year for this, I mean I've been waiting a year. I ordered this last August, so really excited. It just looks awesome. Still waiting on the Vista, but that should come next week. But now we are looking at the Dryptosaurus. It looks really awesome. You can see all this beautiful packaging art. You can see a window for the figure. I noticed that it's not strapped in several places. Like the foot is just out there rolling around, and one of the head straps is off. I don't know why. I've never gotten one like that, but I don't know. You've got the Tyrannosaur packaging and everything. Let's take a look at the back here. As you can see the Dryptosaurus right there, and then of course you've got the Teratophonius, Lathranax, Siskityrannus, Proceratosaurus, Pistaverser, and Chianzosaurus. And then of course you've got some information on the animal and where it was found and different facts about it, and some features of the figure. But you've got Dryptosaurus on there, and then got Beast of the Mesozoic right there. So why don't we go ahead and get this thing out of the package, and I'll see you in just a second. And of course, straight out of the box, we've got this beautiful collector's card. Really, really nice. A beautiful art of the Dryptosaurus. And on the other side, you can see a nice photo of the figure and some facts about the animal. So yeah, pretty cool. Also, of course, you've got the instructions, which are quite important if you're new to collecting these figures. Because, okay, when I say that the tail was hard to put on, that is an understatement. The tail was the hardest tail I have ever had to put on. It was, oh my gosh, I don't even know if it's still on, or I don't know if it is on all the way. It took forever to get it on. Yeah, it's I think it's on. I hope it's on. I don't know. Yeah, it's telling you to put on the tail. I did have to use a hairdryer, but yeah, it took forever to put that on. I even did that. I warmed it up for 30 seconds, and then I put it on, and I had to almost break my arm to put it on. Yeah, and it tells you how to exchange the legs and stuff, and yeah, so important if you're new to it. And then of course you have the posable legs. I did swap out the foot here. Just for some context, the first part of this video was recorded 4 hours ago, and then we had to go because I had gymnastics. I had to cut my review short. So yeah, I had a little bit of time to mess around with this. So we've got 2 posable legs and some different sets of feet. As you can see, we've got some closed toes for running poses, a sort of stepping down foot for a walking pose. Oh my gosh, that cat sounds like it's dying. And then of course you've got just the regular toes. So yeah. Oh my gosh! Can you hear that poor cat that is at my door that wants to come in? But I know if she comes in, she's gonna knock down my TV! And then of course you've got the base. And the base looks really nice, actually. I do really like this base. It's pretty nice. And of course you've got this separate rock piece, which honestly I've never used. You can just take this piece off, and if you want to break your fingers, you can take that piece off and then I guess use it as a separate accessory. I've never used it personally, but maybe you might use it, I don't know. And then of course we have the Dryptosaurus itself. You know, this thing looks so cool. I love the colors on it. Definitely not as good as the Bista, but we haven't gotten to that one yet. But it's a really cool looking figure. A really nice and honestly really realistic looking figure. I mean, they're all super realistic, but this one especially just looks so real to me. Like, the Utyrannus also does. Like, these two are some of the most realistic looking figures. But I mean, they all really do. So what? Yeah. So, but it just, man, it just looks like it's gonna come alive. Like, it's just so really nice looking. But anyways, I'm not gonna cover the colors too much because they're sort of, it's not really that many colors to cover. So, you know, up in the head here, you've got this sort of a yellow color, kind of like a school bus yellow, and then it sort of fades out to a red color, and then around the eye you can see is a sort of a dirty yellow around the eye, and then that eye is beautiful, sort of a red color. The crests on the top of the snout are a gray color that sort of, and then it sort of just blends out into the rest of the tip of the snout, and I love the patterns. It looks really nice. And then it's dry brushed on the bottom of the jaw there. Inside the mouth there is a pinkish color. You know, you don't have that like much detail sculpted into the mouth, but it still looks really nice. And I love the teeth on these tyrannosaurs. They look so real. There's just something about them that looks so realistic, and I love that so much. They just, like, look at them. Look at the gums. They're all sculpted, like, and they're all glossy. Man, it just looks so good. And then, of course, the feathers here. The feathers are sculpted separately from the rest of the body, and they're molded in a dark brown. And they are also, I can't tell if it's dry brushed or if it's just painted on brown. I think maybe it's just painted on lighter brown, but very nice looking. And of course those feathers run along down to the tail. The base of the body is, I think, sort of a brown, like a why can I think of it? A reddish brown. And then of course it has like some darker brown dry brushed on top of that. And the underbelly here is a cream color that is dry brushed on top of that, and on the feathers especially look really nice. And it leads from this part all the way to the tip of the tail. The underside of the arms, I think, are actually a darker color than the underbelly, but interesting. Oh man, those claws are really sharp. Those are really nice claws there. Yeah, they're really nice. But you can see that it is sort of a yellow color on the underside of the hand, and really nicely sharp and really nicely painted claws there. Down into the leg here, you can see it's sort of, it goes from this brown color, and it sort of just fades out into this yellow color and is washed with the brown, or the sort of a reddish brown. And then on the scoots, oh man, look at those feet. You can see the scoots are like painted with the brown color. They don't look as nice as they could have, but still, it looks really nice. And I love how I love it when dinosaurs have like their scoots like painted a different color, or just a different color, because it looks really cool. Yeah, I know the scoots aren't very accurate anymore, but they still look really good, and I won't complain if they are on them. And you know, that's pretty much it for the color. It just sort of continues with that brown color, and then the underside of it is that same color. The tip of the tail might be a little bit darker, but other than that, that's pretty much it. Articulation wise, that's the main feature of these BOTM figures. I mean, you probably want a BOTM figure for all the articulation. So, of course, you have the jaw. It works very nicely. It's not very stiff, and it's not very loose either. But it doesn't close all the way, of course. It would look so much better if it had a closed mouth. I might be able to fix it, but man, that would look so good. You have the tongue in there, the little tiny little tongue that can be moved. Not very well, but it can definitely be moved. And this neck part, this is where the articulation is really, really nice and improved from the Utyrannus. The Utyrannus probably has some of the worst neck articulation of any BOTM figure. I'm so glad that it was improved in these Waves 2 figures. So of course you've got side-to-side movement. Looks really, really nice. The downwards is not as great, but it's when oh my gosh, look at how good the upwards motion is. It looks, you could like make it look up all the way, and it looks really, really nice. And then the downwards isn't as great. Of course you do have to readjust this little sleeve thing here. If you want to like move it here, like you can just like, yeah, it's very loose, so you can just move it in different ways. The body section here can move side to side a little bit. I mean, it's a little bit. I think it's a little more than the Utyrannus. The Utyrannus hardly does anything. You can get a pretty nice ab crunch out of this thing. It doesn't really go up as good, I think, due to this feather padding here, but you can do some pretty nice downwards. And it does go up a lot more than I thought, but yeah, pretty good articulation in that region. You have the arms here, which are a little bit limited due to the feathers here, but you can still do some pretty good stuff. The in and out isn't great, but you can still move the arms all the way around. Still really nice. The elbows, however, are very, very nice. Very smooth, and they can also be rotated like all the way around. If you wanted to break its arm, you could. The hands are also really, really nice. They could be moved in pretty much any direction you want. It's really, really good. Some of the best, I think it's even better than the Utyrannus. The legs, of course, there goes my light. The legs are really nice. This was one of the really big issues on my Utyrannus, and it still is. You can see here, I can't, it's stuck. Its legs are so stuck. I have tried loosening up the hairdryer. I have tried pretty much everything. Its legs, it's just, yeah. But this one, that one has no problem with moving its legs. You can even move it upwards a little bit. Not as much though, but that's pretty much fine. And you can move it outwards just a little bit. This one is a little bit stuck, but it should warm up over time. The knees here, of course, can move, and if you had the other legs in, you can move the legs very nicely with some good articulation on the ankle here, and then on the foot can also move. Very, very nice. Of course, the knee joint can move on this one. Right now I just have the non-posable legs on. Now this tail is so, if you get one of these, I don't know if it's just mine, it's probably not, but their tails are such a pain in the butt to put on. But yeah, you've got some pretty good articulation in the tail. And of course you've got another section here. This one doesn't move as much, just sort of side to side, a little bit up and down. You can't really swivel it or anything. And then the tip of the tail has a wire in it, and it moves so much better than the Utyrannus. The Utyrannus's tail is so stiff. This reminds me of a gummy worm. Like it just feels like a gummy worm. It just moves so nicely. It just really just sort of flows into whatever pose you want. And that's pretty much all the articulation on it. It's very well articulated, really nice figure. For length, you're looking at right at 16 and a half inches, I think. Of course, the length will vary whether or not you pose it in different ways. And it stands usually at just about 6 inches. For a size comparison, here is one of the teeny tiny little BOTM raptors, the Fan's Choice Medusa Ceratops, and a 1/6 scale raptor. So yeah, you can sort of get an idea of the size. And just for another comparison, why not? We have a Mattel Velociraptor. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up the review on the new Beast of the Mesozoic 1/18 scale Dryptosaurus. Honestly, this figure is really amazing. If you're gonna get a Beast of the Mesozoic Tyrannosaur, definitely get a Wave 2 figure. I would highly recommend that one. Whether it's the Dryptosaurus or the Bistaverser, really any of them. Because their neck articulation and just the overall articulation is so much more better improved from Wave 1. But yeah, it's a really nice figure. It looks awesome up with the Eutyrannus. They look so nice. And yeah, that's pretty much BOTM for you. They just stand out on your shelf. So yeah, that will be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully the next review will be about the Bistaverser. I pretty much can almost guarantee it will be, because I don't have anything else on the way. But if you guys enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up and click that subscribe button so that you don't ever miss a new review and you don't miss out on the Bistaverser. Bye bye everyone.